Gentlemen of Giggity, we have a breaking news today coming from the dirt side. That is why we are doing a get down on a Tuesday. That is right. In the booth today with me is Dr. Robbie Bobby and the one and only K Caddy. They are going to be the ones to help explain the new floor mats and the way it's all going to work. And there's going to be a couple different games. We will be the only league out there, too, running a dirt compilation series just like that. So without further ado, Caddy, Doc, how are you guys doing this afternoon?
Doing pretty good, Puddin'. Thanks for having me. Taddy, how's it going?
Yeah, we're doing good, man. Pretty excited to explain what's going to be going on here with the Dirt Series. It is Tuesday, and we usually do these get-downs on Sunday, and a lot of people are at work, so I don't expect a whole lot of people to be getting into our YouTube here. However, this is information for any of the dirt drivers out there that maybe hear this later on, and or the asphalt guys. Maybe you're a little intrigued now and want to join in on the dirt, but we kind of come up with a new rule package here, so Dr. Robbie Bobby and I are going to kind of be going through with explaining what we plan on doing here in the near future, and we're talking just a couple weeks away. And as well, we always need to have the voice of Giggity, Mr. Puddin', here in the booth with us. So, Dr. Robbie, why don't you go over what remains for this season as far as the Dirt Series is concerned?
So, as far as the Dirt Series is concerned, we have our final regular season race tonight for the sprint cars and the late models. Next week, we will be having the late models championship. It's a little bit different. The top 8 in points will be eligible to run. They'll be running a 7-race championship. The top 8 in points are eligible to run, and it will be a best out of 7 scenario of races where the winner will be crowned. The same will go for the sprint car side. It will be running 6 races. Now, the late models, they'll be running 50% because they have 100 lappers, and then the sprint car sides will be 100% because it's 40 laps a race. But exciting this week, next week, and the following week is going to be some exciting, fun, fast racing, something we haven't seen yet, and it'll be interesting to see who can keep it consistent for 6-7 races in a row.
Yeah, to go on top of that with what you were saying, so a little bit different than usual. What we're going to be doing is, so again, you explained this is the last points week. Next week is the late models. The following week will be the sprint cars championship. We're going to have the top 8 in points. They're going to start according to their points, but inverted. So the guy 8th in points will actually start on the pole for race number 1. And, the rest of the field will be filled in still. We're not just going to have those 8 drivers, of course. Anyways, after the first race of the points night, then they'll be inverted according to where they run in points. So those 8 guys, whoever's the furthest out in the points, will always be starting on the pole entering the next race. So that's going to be interesting, of course. And again, yeah, that's going to finish up the season that we have currently. But again, really excited to go into the details for what we got coming up now. So, to anybody that knows, we've been racing the Tony Stewart sprint car game, the Nascar Heat 5 late model game, and but Tony Stewart's come out with a new game called Tony Stewart's All-American that involves big block modifieds. They call them legends, but I call them dwarfs. There's that series. Then, of course, there's the street stocks. So there's another 3 series on dirt that we really wanted to incorporate here with the Giggity Racing League, and because of that, we're going to do just that starting the week, well, the Sunday after. So we do dirt on Tuesdays. That Sunday after the sprint car championship, we will be starting the Sunday spectacular dirt racing events here for the Giggity Racing League.
I like the name of that too, the Sunday Spectacular. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the way that it's going to work, to anybody that's ever seen a local Saturday night track, maybe your local track races on Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, it doesn't really matter. But the way that they typically work is all series, they show up, you sign in, You say who you are, you say what car number you are, and you say what division you're racing for. Same concept here. We're going to have 5 different series. We're going to keep the 410 sprints, we're going to keep the late models, and we're going to add all 3 series. So basically we're going to have 3 different games going all at once. And the people are allowed to drive 3 of the 5 series to guarantee that we'll have different champions. No one person can win all of them. And anyway, so you show up, you sign in, your roll call that day or the day before, we'll start the roll call, and you get to register for the 3 series you want to race, or maybe you only want to race one. I know I myself, I'm really interested in that street stock series, and so I might run just that one and leave the other 4 to the professionals. But right, so go ahead, Dr. Robbie.
So with the new 3 series, you have the Tony Stewart All-American, and then you also have the Tony Stewart Sprint Car Games on top of the E5 late models. So with the running the 3 classes on the Tony Stewart, one on the other, we will be switching from each game. It's gonna be like your Friday night race. We will be having a 5-week season. It will be the same track for those 5 weeks. Racers are allowed to participate in 3 of the 5 series. You can participate in the late models of NASCAR, the sprint cars, 410s, or one of the 3 on the All-American Racing. However, you cannot participate in all 5. It will be done heat by heat, so when we start the night, the heat will line up. Say if you have the sprint cars, the modifieds, and then the late models, we will go from game to game to game to do the heats and orders, followed by the B main, and then followed by the A main. So it is a action-packed day. That's why it's called a Sunday Spectacular. After the 5 weeks, the track champion will be crowned for that 5-week season, and then after those 5 weeks, we'll move on to the next track to find our next track champion. That is the gist of it, Taddy, and we'll let you expand on it a little bit more.
Yeah, so exactly what he was saying. When you go to the local Saturday night track, each week they have a different lineup of how the cars are going to be run. Typically, it starts with the smallest division, and then they have the big, your main event is your top series or your fastest cars. Now, notice we have 5 weeks and 5 series. The way that this will be run is each week we'll randomize on which series is racing in what order. However, each week will be the main. One series will have their own night of being the main event. What the main event consists of, all series will race 50% if you're the late model, 75% if you're one of the other series. However, each series will have one night that they run a 100% race. No stages if you're in the late models. None of that type of stuff. And damage will be on for the late models especially. I don't know about the others yet. We're still working on that detail. But on top of that stuff, you have the one night that you're the main event. That's a 100% race with double points on that night.
It sounds like all these guys, too, being custom setups, they're going to have their work cut out for them to get their cars set up for all of their different series. All these cars are definitely going to handle different with the different tracks and everything. So it's really going to put these guys test how to build a car in their knowledge. It's really going to make them think about it. And something we talked about, too, a little bit, Taddy, too, in the... before the get down is he touched on it with the B main. Now, what happens if there isn't enough drivers for the B main?
Okay, so we have sometimes you go to your local track and you get those couple series that only have 5-6 cars in them. If we only have 5 or 6 people show up for a race, they will run just like you would see at your local track. We're not going to discriminate against the amount of cars. I would rather have 5 cars out there that put on a great show and good clean racing than have 20 cars out there that are wrecking each other. So we will run that. However, if there's only 5 cars, you don't really need a B main. If you don't have a B main, what they run on your local tracks is like a dash for cash type race, they call it, or something along those lines. Well, we will do that. and after your heats, the top 2 to 3 drivers per heat. Now, if there's only 5 cars, there'll only be 3 drivers that make it to the dash for cash. That race will be a shortened race, about 25% or so, just amongst those drivers, and only the race winner alone will receive 5 extra bonus points for the night.
Nice. Now, we just, like I said, I just want to make sure we touch on that. We talked about it earlier, so.
Yeah, and again, you spoke on this. Nobody else does we're talking about doing a platform that this is going to take a couple hours to do it all. This isn't going to be a quick little 20-minute race like most of the dirt races are. Now, each one of the 8 names, it won't take very long, but getting through the whole process with swapping games and stuff, this can be probably about 2.5 to 3 hours on Sunday. We don't have a start time as far as the time of day that we're going to race yet. Probably earlier in the day, but we're not sure yet. Anyways, so we're going to be broadcasting, but you might get 5-10 minute break between, and unlike what we do now on Tuesdays, we'll also be broadcasting the heat, so we can bring this to you, the most realistic platform that you can get as far as being close to your week-to-week track. That's also why we're doing one track for the 5 weeks. That's how it is at your local track. You don't get to, it's not touring. We're trying to be as most realistic to your local track as we can, where you'll see the same cars week after week going at the exact same track, battling for these points. Which, as you were saying about working on the setups for these different series at the tracks, well, luckily you're gonna have 5 weeks to tone in your setup at any given track.
Yeah, that'll give you plenty of time to work on that too, like you said. And with the 5 different series, is there one that you guys are particularly excited to see or participate? I know you said something about the street stocks. That personally would be one of the classes that I'd be interested in participating in, and or be just watching, because I expect some good racing there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty excited for all 5 of them. With the rule of only being able to race 3 out of the 5 series, I'm interested to see who races and what. I also know that we're going to have help setting up some lobbies and stuff like that, getting our results by a pretty good, well-known dirt driver. You guys may have heard of him, Kigo Baseball. I think it's Kigo Baseball 21. He's going to be helping us on the All-American game side. I will probably be setting the lobbies up on the late models. Dr. Robbie's going to be helping out on the sprint car side, and of course the 3 of us working together to make sure that all 5 series are running smoothly across the board. But yeah, really, any and all of them. I haven't seen any of the All-American racing other than some video clips, as I don't have the game yet, but the street stocks, the legends, the big block mods, I'm pretty stoked to see all of them, as well as, getting some more attention and getting some more sprint car drivers. I haven't really seen a whole lot of that yet either.
And Doc, we all know that you started over there on the dirt side, and we're transitioned over to the pavement. What are you looking forward to out of this whole concept?
Honestly, after playing All-American for a while, I'm looking forward to watching the Legends let it rip. Those Legends cars definitely whip it around the track, and they provide a lot of 3-wide, 4-wide battles that are going to bring a lot of excitement for the viewers out there that want to see that 3-4 wide coming around the corner to the final lap. So definitely watch out for the legend drivers, and there's quite a few groups that race street stocks, and there's quite a few that race big blocks. So I think with the variety of choices we're going to allow you to race, bring out a lot of different people to showcase their talents and what they can bring to the table.
Yeah, what he said.
And the concept of this, again, it's really unique, and I'm excited for it. I know you guys are, and especially the big thanks that goes out to you, Doc, Taddy, and Kigo, again, for helping set everything up, because one person to do that would be really stressful out there. So, but no, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm anxious to see too, how many of the pavement guys are going to try to transition over to the dirt and see if they come over and race too.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
That's kind of the idea of having all the different series like that, is you're gonna have the dirt ringers, and typically a dirt ringer is gonna try to win, the top series, and so your late models are going to be a top series. Obviously on Heat 5, you're going to have the 410 sprints. That's the top series on that game, as well as probably your big block modified, but some of the younger drivers are kind of getting into it type deal. The legends, they're going to be more like a 4-cylinder division type deal that you would see at the local tracks. And of course your street stocks, those are always fun. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see some asphalt guys get in on some tracks like that.
Be a lot of fun, and especially with the delay in the pandemic this year, when a lot of the tracks haven't opened, or if they did open, it's just limited people to bring in the aspect of your Saturday night short track racing, bring it over to a video game. That's going to be a lot of fun too, and to get some people back into exciting for racing, since you can't necessarily go and participate or watch at your local track right now in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so there's not a whole lot of viewers here. We didn't expect there to be many viewers. Hoping some people watch this back, maybe get some comments, some likes on here. If not, it is what it is. If you guys out there, even if you're an asphalt driver, but some people that just really like slinging some dirt, the reason for this get down is for notification, for people to know what we got going on here. Anytime you can improve league or add a little bit more to it, it's going to make a big world of difference. And like we said, repeated times, to my knowledge, nobody else is doing this. We're trying to add a little bit more for all those little bit of extra people here. This should be pretty exciting. I'm really excited to see the outcome of this. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, and probably from Puddin here and Dr. Robbie, we're all excited to see what Giggity Dirt Series can come up with. And I mean, there's no reason to keep the broadcast going, but definitely, guys, tune in. We're about 2.5 weeks away from having lots of dirt slinging all in one day.
And it's safe to say, too, if anybody goes back and go back out there and watch this, if you have any questions, get a hold of Doc, get a hold of Kigo, get a hold of Taddy. I think you guys did a very good job to explain everything, but if you do have any questions, get a hold of them. I'm sure they'll answer any questions for you, but it's going to be a lot of fun. 5 series, 3 different games, all under the Giggity banner.
Yeah, Red 4424, he out there, he talks about one day of maybe doing a prelude to the pros here on some dirt series. Well, I'm just throwing it out there, but Red, we got 5 series for you to come out and race. Not to call you out specifically, but Red, we got 5 series for you to get out here and race.
I know he enjoys doing some dirt racing too, as much as he participates in the asphalt stuff too. Doc, you know him pretty well.
Yeah, I'm working on him. No, he's a good guy, very quick and very clean. So yeah, come on, have some fun, man.
Alright guys, on that note, we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast here, but definitely we expect to see you guys out watching some dirt slinging. And we're probably not going to broadcast the dirt series tonight, but we're definitely going to make sure you guys get to see the 6-7 races for championship night. That's going to be happening again. That's going to start next week and the week after. You guys are going to be in for a treat, as tonight is going to be the night that sets up the finale to see who's going to make it. Any last words, guys?
Thank you for having me on. I'm excited for this upcoming season. Excited to see some new faces, some old faces, see what it brings.
Yeah, with the dirt guys too, like Kigo and a bunch of those guys, they know how to set those cars up, and they're on the all-time leaderboard at a lot of those tracks over there on the sprint car game too. So it'll be exciting to see what series they run, and who's going to come and give these guys a run for their money over there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, you've heard it here first about what's going to be going on, and we'll see you guys all here shortly. 3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Bye.